So I just got done watching the Persona 4 revival stream. It was like a live stream that they did. Atlas does these all the time. Just to give more information on Persona 4 Revival. And there was a couple of takeaways that I wanted to mention. I will say right off the bat, though, this could have been an email. It's not a crazy, anything crazy new information. Basically, though, if there was anything you were wondering, like, how is this going to be different from the original Persona 4? Then, you probably get a lot of that answered. It's very similar. They're not pushing this too far. I said in my last video for the trailer reaction that I felt like they were pushing it farther than Persona 3 did for Persona, the gap between Persona 3 Original and Persona 3 Reload. I feel less so with this one now. This still feels like they've done a bit more, but it does feel like, the Persona 5 style, but for Persona 4. Much like Persona 3 Reload felt that way. First big takeaway, though, the music was so good. So I watched this in the Japanese first. They did a Japanese stream of it, and I didn't realize there was an English one. So I watched it in Japanese. So a lot of it, I couldn't completely understand, but I know the game enough, and I basically got the gist. Like, okay, it's just Persona 4. If you've played Persona 4, there's very little that is new here. So I was able to tell, though, the music was fire. Immediately, I thought it was so good. Persona 3 Reload's music was kind of hit and miss. None of it's really bad, but a lot of it is definitely, mixed or to good, somewhere in there, right? There's a couple of bangers that I like more than the original Persona 3. A lot of the original Persona 3 soundtrack I just liked more. This one really, they played every song. If you want to know what these songs sound like, and I assume I can't really play them in this video, but go see if you can find them or find this video. I'm sure people will start posting them. They all sounded great. So that's awesome. Time to Make History, the opening guitar riff for that sounded awesome. And any song you can think of. They played Your Affection. They opened up with Reach Out to the Truth. It sounds even happier than before. Yeah, whatever song you can think of, they seem to play it here with a few, late game exceptions and whatever. So that was my first big takeaway. And then I went to watch the English broadcast, realizing that they had the English one, right? And I caught a couple things that I didn't realize from the Japanese version. For one, with the battle system, we'll start there. They have Prime Time now, which is just the theurgy, is that what they called it, in Persona 3 Reload. So, your character can build up, a gauge and do, a super special attack. They went back to calling shifts baton passes. I just thought that was interesting, because that's what they call it in Persona 5, and Persona 3 they call it shift. And now you can guard. This is the only, real new thing that's not in Persona 3 or 5. You can guard in dungeons, so if you get, spotted by a shadow, you can actually, parry or block their attack if they come and touch you, and I guess if you time it right. So that's the only thing that I can really think of that's that's just a new feature specifically to this game. Otherwise, like I said, the rest of the live stream was just, basically it's a story about a murder mystery. Here's all the characters. Here's what Persona is all about. And it's okay. So there wasn't much there. We did get, so in the English version, and the Japanese version too, but for people playing in English like myself, we got a little bit more in terms of the voice acting, here are kind of my notes on everybody that I heard. First off, Rise and Naoto got completely interrupted by the English narrator. I could not tell what their voices sounded like. Get that out of the way now. Kanji, they didn't give a whole lot. I don't know how I feel about what they did give. I think for the record, I didn't hate any of these, but sacrificing Troy Baker and Yuri Lowenthal, I'll just say that was noticeable because I said the same thing with Yosuke. I was like, they gave a little bit more of Yosuke, but still not enough that I was like, I can tell I'm gonna like it more / less. Yukiko sounded almost the same. Might be this game's Mitsuru. Maybe a little different. Like, Mitsuru and Persona 3 Reload sounded literally the same. But Yukiko sounded almost the same. I'll say that. Chie, I like it. I already can tell. I like it more than the original, and I like it more than Golden. So I liked it a lot. They didn't, and I mentioned that in my last video. You know, like, what is Chie's gonna sound like? You know, because I feel like they've never perfected hers. And then Teddy's. Oh my God! So when they did Teddy's, that was the only one that I was like, what? And when they kind of give a snippet of him in the reveal trailer a couple weeks ago, or not the reveal trailer, the game, but whatever, during the Xbox showcase. You know, we got a snippet of Teddy, but it was so small, that I didn't even know what to think of it. But this time they gave a little bit longer of a line, and I was like, okay, that is weird. He just sounds so serious. I was just...
There's been throwing people in here. It's becoming a huge problem.
It'll be interesting to see in the later parts of the game when he's a little bit more hyped up. Like, what does that Teddy sound like? And then lastly, I guess the other big piece of information, besides guarding in dungeons, if you want to call that a big piece, in the voice acting department, all the social links are fully voiced, which is crazy. I don't think Royal didn't even do that. Did Persona 3 Reload do that? I think it did. I'm actually like trying to finish Reload right now. I'm near the end. And I'm thinking about that. I think somebody can correct me on that if I'm wrong. But yeah, fully voiced social links. Oh, and Nanako, they didn't give a whole lot there either. That was another character. Couldn't tell. But yeah, that was like everything. There really wasn't a whole lot going on here. I think if I had a big, kind of takeaway from this though, if you've played the original Persona 4, you've played this game. Just not modernized. Like that. That's all it is. There will be some people who are kind of, and I've already seen a little bit of that. People who are just kind of like, I don't know if I really care for that. Like, but the music, big improvement. Comparing Reload to 3's, I think. And there were even like the new songs. There's a couple new songs, like the new intro, new battle theme. I love. But I remember 3 Reload. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan. What's it? I don't even know the name of it. Like All Going Down. I don't even know. Whatever that song is, it's okay. I do like the intro to Persona 3 Reload. That song's good. But yeah, anyway, that's all they kind of showed. So that's all I really got to say about it for now.